back to the ASUS ROG DreamLeague Grand Finals here at Season 3. We saw Na'Vi taking Game 3 here in the best of 5 against Virtus.pro, who were able to take the first 2 games. So we're going to a Game 4. And dare I say that the person playing maybe the biggest role for Na'Vi in that, Soneko.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Like, his impact in the game was insane. He'd combo up with Dendy, combo up with Funnick on his Broodmother, and they just get pickoffs all around the map. The second he got his Blink Dagger, his impact was like insane. And honestly, Dendy and Funnick as well. Like, Dendy's ability to farm from behind was like, he was able to nearly keep up with Illidan on his gyrocopter, even though they were so far behind. They were 3-18.
What do you think about the game, Sin?
That was a really exciting game for a couple of reasons. Like, you know, it looked very one-sided for VP, but as Draskell pointed out a couple of times throughout the game, like, Dota can be really deceptive when you look at the kill-death score. Like, you need to look at the big picture and what is happening in the game. And what I really liked to see in this game is that it goes to prove how super annoying of a hero Brood can be, regardless of how much effort you put into counter it. If there's a good player on it and you give him space, he's going to be a nightmare. So they kill him like 4 or 5 times in lane. They counter him so hard for like 10 minutes.
The lowest level in the game at one stage.
He had the same net worth as the supports on his team at like minute 10.
Yeah.
And then he gets 5 minutes. 5 minutes where they roam around the map and kill other heroes. He gets a tower, he gets a Midas, he farms the jungle, and he gets another tower. And then all of a sudden he goes from being like pretty much useless to being 3rd in net worth, and he keeps putting pressure on the map. And his constant split pushing forces VP to go and defend from time to time with a hero or 2. And it buys time for Soneko to find his Blink Dagger. It buys time for Daniel to find the BKB. And of course for Ross to ultimately, I can't remember his item ability with Blink, and then I don't know if Ags was his next item or if he had another build up. He might have had a Force Staff.
Yeah.
Not sure, but yeah. Regardless, that was...
He went Blink Force Ags.
Now, what's really interesting now going forward in the series is, has VP watched the replay? Hopefully for them they have, because they might feel like this is the biggest throw they've ever done. And it's not. Like,
no,
they weren't that far ahead. Obviously, they were favored. They realistically should have probably won the game. But it's very easy, like, they're an experienced squad, so I'm not expecting them to go on tilt, but it's very easy to let it get to you and be like, oh, we should have had that game 3, and overthinking things and now starting to do different picks and bans when they were actually doing all right. So I'm very curious to see how Game 4 goes, and Na'Vi have got to be feeling on top of the world right now, even though they're down a game.
A lot of fight in this game as well, and one selected once again for the non-drawn drawing board with Chainalytics.
Welcome to the drawing board. Right, we're 20 minutes into the game, and Soneko just picks up his Blink Dagger. Now, VP have no idea about this, and they get this amazing hookshot on Dendy, but he goes to focus on Artstyle to try and get the Dazzle Shallow Grave out of the fight. They instantly blow up G with Havost. He goes on them straight away. And then, okay, this is where the fight, it seems like it's going okay. Dendy's BKB wears off, and then all of a sudden in comes Soneko out of nowhere and completely shuts down Illidan on his gyrocopter. Like, and then this was only the first of so many good plays. Like, he was probably the flashiest Earthshaker I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, not to take anything away from Lil, by the way, who was very solid also in the first half of the game. It seems like these 2 support players, Lil and Soneko, are really here to keep the teams together and push them forward. Lumi, what do you think that Na'Vi should be looking forward to doing the next game to try and force out that 5th game as well, as they are, of course, still on match point with VP?
I think Centaur is definitely the hero. The difference between Game 2 and Game 3 was huge. Game 2, Na'Vi had the same BKB that was causing the trouble for supports, but it was VP that had the Centaur, so they just Stampede and disengage. In this game, the BKB's on Na'Vi's core, and then you have Stampede going in. Suddenly you have AA, Rubik getting run over. Andy was asking, what are these supports supposed to do? They can't do anything because they're 522 movement speed, they're magically immune. So I think Centaur should be one of the higher priority for either team, or you just gotta take it out, because it really allows the entire team to either engage or disengage. Just too powerful as a hero if you make it past the laning stage.
And we're going to find out if we're going to see a Centaur or not. It is time for Game 4 of the Grand Finals, Na'Vi versus Virtus.pro.